All right, let's get this interview that we've been waiting for underway. Thanks for joining us. Thanks for joining us. Thank you very, very much.
Well, I am so sorry. For some reason, I thought you said Eastern time, and I was on the road, and I got home as quick as I could to get on to the interview.
That's fine.
That's cool, man. As long as you're here. So.
You're still on here, so that's at least we've got it. At least we can hear. So yeah, let's just start.
So you got to go back and erase all the bad things you said about me the hour beforehand.
Yeah. Oh, we were saying bad, or just
yeah. Actually, we were saying bad things about Pokemon, but
I would have been saying some bad stuff about me. Just a big shot voice actor, too big to get on our program. Oh well, I guess they're all dicks.
Only just on the chat box, though. Only on the chat box. Okay.
Thankfully, the chat box isn't recorded, Kevin. Let's get this underway. So what was your favorite part about dubbing DBZ?
The money. No.
No, actually, I have a great question about this. It's not on our list, but I have to ask. Since Krillin died so much, did you get paid per show or per death?
I wish. I should have got, like, death bonuses. Yeah, he died 4 times in that series.
4?
No, only 4?
Yeah. Yeah, I think it was 4. But the first time it happened, I thought, shit, I'm out of a job, you know? The director came up to me and goes, well, your character's going to die. And I went, oh, no, you know, and I just saw these dollars flying out the window. And then he said, well, he comes back. I went, what? Well, they wish him back. They wish him back.
I'm guessing that you didn't actually research the series before you won.
Barely. You know, actually what happened was when years before I even got on the show, I had seen Dragon Ball. It was just something I had rented at Blockbuster and, you know, just amongst a bunch of weird anime at the time. And I had seen a few episodes. I thought it was pretty cool. And after I got cast on Dragon Ball Z, I saw a poster of Dragon Ball. And I said, hey, I know that cartoon with that kid on the clouds. What is that? I said, that's the show you're on, dumbass. Oh, cool. But I did a lot of research after I got the part. I started reading the old Dragon Ball manga, and that's how I, you know, pretty much found the character that way. But I didn't go ahead. I didn't want to know what happened beforehand. I kind of at that time I just wanted to live it in real time.
Right. Yeah. So shall I ask the next one?
Huh?
Yes, please do.
Yes, I will. What was your favorite part about, what's your favorite arc or island, if you want to word it that way, of One Piece so far?
Well, Skypiea is pretty much a blast. I love that one. But I don't know. I'm going to have to say my favorite island is the very first one that he's from. Because it really gave me a chance to sink my teeth into Usopp.
Yeah.
That's when you first show up.
You guys are One Piece, so I have no idea what he's talking about.
But. It's brilliant.
It's where they go to an island and they find Usopp, and they're in the middle of a terrible crisis where there are pirates coming to invade the island, and they're trying to kill the lady who was in the mansion. So they stop him with Usopp's help.
And at this point, Usopp is only a pirate in his imagination. And he has a crew of little kids who are named after vegetables for some reason. I guess because it's a Japanese cartoon.
Yeah, it's One Piece.
Yeah, and so they, and he's, you know, tells these tall tales. And, you know, Usopp actually means Aesop, you know, the storyteller, so. Where he gets his name. So, but eventually at the end of that story arc, he becomes a real pirate and joins Luffy and the gang.
Usopp is also very close to the word for lie, Usopp.
Well, that's where they get the word lie. It's from Aesop, the Japanese Yeah, because it's a storyteller, so they call the word for lies, yeah. Comes from the same root.
Yeah.
Oh, now you know.
Now you know.
What are you talking about?
Yeah. Neil?
Next question. I told you guys I have no questions.
Oh,
Yeah.
Howard.
Okay. Well,
awkward. Yeah.
Okay. Well, then, do people ever refer to you as one of your dubbing characters?
Yeah, especially at first. I mean, when all I had done was Krillin, every convention I went to, everybody said, "Hey, Krillin!" And these are people running the conventions. "Hey, Krillin, can you come over here for a second?"
Oh, really?
Yeah. But now I've done several characters since then, so they pretty much, know my name. But for a long time, yeah, I was called Krillin. I didn't mind because Krillin was much more famous than I am.
Yeah.
Well, have you ever referred to yourself as one of your dubbing characters?
No, but when I was playing Lupin the Third and I was directing them, I would get stuck in that voice, and I'd come home from work and say, "Hi, honey, how you doing?" And she'd go, "Oh, you've been directing Lupin today, I can tell."
That's a good one.
So sometimes it's hard to shake the characters, but yeah, I don't really confuse myself with them, not very often. My wife is the one with the multiple personalities.
Never going to have a case of that, as Kevin will back me on that one. Have you ever turned down a dubbing offer?
Turned down a dubbing offer? No, not really. I haven't really come across anything that just, upset my delicate sensibilities. And I don't have any delicate sensibilities, so yeah. No, I've pretty much accepted every role I've gone out for, been offered.
Yeah. Well, well, whenever you're in this industry, it's always nice to have a consistent job. So if you're Krillin, you're dying every season, and yeah.
It's good. It's good steady work in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah. But back on One Piece again.
Mm-hmm.
How long does it normally take for you to dub an episode of One Piece, as far as in the studio?
It depends. Since it's one of those shows of so many characters, it runs like a soap opera.
Right.
So if the episode happens to be focusing on Usopp, I mean, it could take me 4 hours to get all his lines or more. But generally, we could probably knock out an episode in 2 hours.
Well, man,
just
you
for
must have a prize in Water 7.
Well, I've been doing this about 10 years, so you get a little faster.
Yeah. Get used to it. Whatever.
Big there. What other comic projects have you worked on outside of Car Bombs?
Let's see. I wish it goes way back. The first thing I ever got published was with a company called Antarctic Press, and I had a 10-page story called The Atomic Punk published in that. And then I went on to self-publish with a good friend of mine named Billy Foster. We self-published a series called Mr. Average, and that ran for about 6 issues. And I had a few more things published here and there. And then the big thing I got was I landed a gig drawing ElfQuest, which is going to be made into a major motion picture, I think, next year.
What?
Wow. I actually know that.
I'll be sure to check it out.
Yeah. If you don't know about ElfQuest now, you'll know about it very soon, because Warner Brothers is producing it, and looks like it's going to be a huge thing. The creator of the series is a woman named Wendy Peeney, and she created this series about 30 years ago. And I had been a fan of it since I was like 14. And I was at a convention. I was at Comic-Con. It was my first major convention, and I was signing autographs at the Funimation booth, and it happened to be right next to Wendy Peeney's booth. Well, it turns out Wendy was a fan of Dragon Ball Z. So she decided to draw our characters and gave it to us as gifts. So what I did is I went back to my hotel room and drew her main characters and gave it back to her. And she looked at me and she said, "Oh, my God, you can draw?" And I said, "Yeah, I've had a few things published." And she said, "Do you want to draw for me?" And I went, "Hell yeah." So I I moved out to California where her studio was and worked in her studio for a year and produced 258